Let's pivot a little bit and actually zoom out. I don't want to talk about an existential threat, but let's talk about Wall Street now getting involved in Bitcoin and crypto. And here's the thing, Michael, don't even try and deny it. Wall Street is known to manipulate markets. When they get long, they get loud. When they want a better price, they start propagating uncertainty. Now that Wall Street is in, and they're increasingly getting more in, do you think Bitcoin's price is being manipulated by big Wall Street whales?
I think when the price moves in random directions on Saturday night or Sunday morning or during the day, and when it moves in the opposite direction of the way that it ought to naturally move, I think there's someone with a lot of capital that's either panicked and they're doing something that I deem to be stupid or foolish, or I think there's someone with a lot of capital that has a different agenda than the rest of us and we don't understand it, and that creates volatility. I don't think it's just Wall Street. I mean, the truth is, Bitcoin's just a free market. It's the freest market in capital in the world. And the definition of free market is anybody can manipulate it any way they want until they run out of money. So if you have $100 billion of Bitcoin and on Saturday night you want to sell all $100 billion of Bitcoin all the way down to one penny, maybe you can do it. And maybe you have an agenda to do it. I'll probably be buying it when it gets down to the one penny, maybe when it gets to the $1. I mean, if you want to call it manipulation, you can, but I wouldn't refer to manipulation as much as enable. It's enabling you to do it, right? Bitcoin's volatile. It's always going to be more volatile than the S&P. The S&P's vol 15 and Bitcoin's vol 60. It's always more volatile, but the reason it's more volatile is because if you had $1 billion and you were in Japan on Saturday night and you just had a panic attack and decided the world's going to plunge into chaos, and if you wanted to take a $10 billion or $100 billion short position on the economy, the only way you could do it was Bitcoin. But Bitcoin would give you not just the ability to short the market, it would give you the ability to short the market in 1 minute. It would give you the ability to short the market with 100x leverage or 50x leverage or 20x leverage. Okay. The truth is on Wall Street, normally you can't even short more than 2x. Like it's very difficult for people to get extreme leverage. I guess in the CME market, they get a bit more leverage in the future. So there they can bring more leverage. But I mean, Bitcoin is really providing everybody in the world with the greatest degree of liquidity and leverage and credit. And maybe you're a fool to short it, but maybe you're a fool to go long the other way. But the point is, that's what makes markets. Everybody's got their opinion, and you might think that you know better, but if somebody wants to panic sell $1 billion of Bitcoin on Saturday night because they heard that missiles got launched because they saw it on X from a stupid troll account, you know, your position is either you're not allowed to do it, I'm going to censor the transaction because you're just not allowed, and I'm the God King of capital markets. Or your position is you're free to do what you want. I think it's stupid of you. There's a phrase, a fool and his money are soon parted. If you're stupid enough to sell $1 billion based on a troll account because you saw a meme and there was no missile strike, or maybe there was, but it didn't matter, you're just going to lose the money. You won't have the money. And so the market gets smarter. And what I would say about all this volatility and all this trading is the very intelligent capitalists that make the right trades are getting richer and more powerful and more influential. And the really stupid capitalists that make the wrong trades are getting poorer and they're getting less powerful, right? And they're becoming irrelevant. And the marketplace is much more complicated than you or I or any regulator or anybody on the face of the earth. And the real beauty, the insane beauty of the Bitcoin network is it is the world's greatest free market, maybe the greatest free market of anything. I mean, I wonder, is there any product in the world that is traded globally 24/7, 365 in multi-billion dollar components where everything is connected to everything all the time? I mean, You can't short Manhattan real estate. You can't short gold. You can't trade iPhones. Like you can't panic sell 1 billion iPhones on Saturday night because you think Apple's going under, and you can't, roaring kitty buy 10 million iPhones on Sunday morning. And so I don't know that there's another free market to buy and sell things with or without leverage at any point anywhere that's greater than Bitcoin. So I just think Wall Street is just one of the actors, but if they do stupid stuff, if they like manipulate, see, the thing is you can manipulate the price of a stock at 4 p.m. in the evening and knowing that no one's going to touch it until 9:30 the next day. You can't really do that with Bitcoin because if you manipulate the price of the stock at 4 p.m., it's going to trade another 6 hours. So if you manipulated it down, you would be the loser because people would be buying it cheap, in Japan and China and Europe while you're asleep. And then you're going to wake up and you're going to find that you're naked short and you've lost your shirt. So I think this is a game for adults. And maybe they short it and they buy it back. And maybe you don't like the fact that they shorted 1 billion in the morning and bought back 1 billion in the afternoon. But a free market person would say, hey, they created liquidity. And because they created liquidity, it trades 10x as much as it would otherwise trade. And because it trades 10x as much, that means that you can actually extract $1 billion in 5 minutes instead of $1 billion in 5 months. Right? It's like, you ever see a gyroscope? I'm spinning the gyroscope really fast, and you're like, well, wait a minute, it's not going anywhere. What's the point of spinning a gyro really fast if it doesn't move? I mean, because the answer is stability, right? It creates enormous stability. We use it in inertial navigation systems. And so all of this stuff going on in the market, which could be characterized by a hater or a skeptic as manipulation, it's capitalist trading with an agenda that's different than yours or mine based on their local knowledge. And they're creating liquidity. They're compressing the spread. They're creating credit. They're creating stability. They're actually diminishing the volatility because they're going to short it at the top. They're going to cover their short at the bottom. They're creating a stable framework, and the inertial navigation systems matter. The gyros matter, right? All of these things have a physical value, right, in the economy. And I think anybody in business or anybody that studied life much, they realize that in a city or in an economy where lots of actors are able to go about their business doing things that you don't understand, that you wouldn't do, normally that maximizes productivity and quality of life, right? And if we only agree to do the things that you think make sense, well, every idea that you never thought of is never coming to you. And the truth of the matter is, you'd probably be dead because there's probably 99,000 things that get done in this society that you can't do, that you wouldn't even think to start doing, that are going to save your life one day. And so I just think let the free markets market. That's what they're meant to do. That's what makes the entire world work. That's what lifts humanity out of the gutter.
If you're interested in making money with crypto, click subscribe for a daily video keeping you informed. And like always, see you tomorrow.